Hi, my name is Damon Brown of damonbrown.net. My thing is helping non-traditional entrepreneurs such as solopreneurs and side hustlers and people like yourself bloom. I'm actually one of y'all. I did my first startup when I became a stay-at-home dad with a 4-month-old, my first son, and ended up doing my second startup. It got really big. It's called Cuddler, and ended up selling it at the height of its popularity right after my son's second birthday. So I understand the journey you're on, and I love working with people like y'all. What we want to talk about today, though, is this amazing, striking image and quote that I found through Afrotech, afrotech.com. You can check them out, or on Instagram at Afrotech. That's actually a regular conference that I go to for African Americans who are focused on technology and things related to technology. Anyway, they have this amazing image which I showed y'all that says, "Doubt kills more dreams than failure." Doubt kills more dreams than failure. Boom. I always just sit with it when I hear that quote. And I want to kind of break it down a little bit and why it's so important to us achieving our goals. I've worked with a lot of people. I do a lot of one-on-one coaching. I've coached hundreds of people at this point, as far as creatives and people who are trying to make an impact, such as yourself. I've done keynotes. I've spoken at TED a few times. And I think it's kind of a misnomer that we have, particularly here in America, where we say, "I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of failure." I don't think we're really afraid of failure most of the time. Sure, we might be afraid of falling on our face and being ridiculed. Fair enough. But I think the biggest danger is actually success. We are often afraid of success. What I mean by that is that once you get success, then suddenly you have to change the rest of your life. There's this wonderful analogy that I learned many years ago when I first learned how to drive and I first got my jalopy junky car. And that is, if you end up fixing one thing on the vehicle, then all the other things on the vehicle will start to fall apart because it has been compensating for that one part that was broken, the one part that was underachieving. And it's very similar in your life. If you became a millionaire based on the lottery right now, if you suddenly had a best-selling product or book, if you showed up on the equivalent of Oprah and everyone knew your name, then all these other aspects of your life would have to change. Oftentimes we are threatened by that because we want to stay safe. I've talked about it in another discussion about the zones of possibility. And within those zones of possibilities, which are 4 of them, we end up having these different levels of security. At the very bottom is security itself. It's kind of like Maslow's hierarchy. If you want to stay secure, as Brene Brown says, security and growth are not on the same side of the street. You cannot achieve both. So oftentimes we will torpedo, consciously or unconsciously, we will torpedo our very success, even stop from even starting on the path to success because we're afraid of what change might be on the other side. I actually speak from experience. I've had 3 or 4 best-selling books. I've been on the TED stage 4 times. I had, again, a best-selling product with called Cuddler, which we end up selling at a profit a handful of years ago. So I've been to that proverbial mountaintop career-wise. I've had the best-selling book. I've been on the TED stage. I've had my business be acquired after bootstrapping it. And there is a certain isolation that happens because whatever you've been going after, suddenly you realize the nothingness that might be there. And you realize that your expectations of yourself are much higher. I find this a lot in my coaching practice where people are afraid of having that bestseller, of making a mark, of having that viral video, whatever is hot to you, whatever metric you consider success in a public fashion. Once you get that, then you have to follow it up, right? Then people have different expectations of you. Are you going to do it again? Are you going to have another bestseller? Are you going to do another hot startup? Are you going to have another product flying up the shelves? Are you going to be on TV again? Whatever that measurement is. That's what we're afraid of. That doubt that we'll be able to hack it in that proverbial arena. That's what we're afraid of. It's not a failure. Failure happens all the time. Success, though, we're afraid it might be lightning in a bottle. We're afraid we might not be able to hack it all the way. If you need help as far as processing and undoing those particular knots, feel free to check out my free quiz based on my upcoming book or my new book, depending on when you're listening to this. Build From Now, How to Know Your Power, See Your Abundance, and Nourish the World. You can take the quiz at buildfromnowquiz.com. It's only 3 or 4 questions, multiple choice. It'll take you like 3 minutes, if that. And it talks about the different resources that we have: focus, agility, time, or energy. And based on those resources and where we're at in our lives, they could be up or they could be down. But depending on where we have the abundance of that, hence the abundance, we'll be able to make an impact in the world. Again, at Build From Now Quiz, forgot the name of my own website, buildfromnowquiz.com. You can take the free assessment. It's super quick. It's super easy. It's really straightforward. It's just based on where you're at in your life right now. Just be honest with it. You'll be able to get insight about it. You also be able to learn about the new book. So remember always to bring your worth and to remember that you can always build from now. Thanks for listening.